I read your bio, dude. It's crazy. You like snowboard. You have 5 AI patents. You're in Israel. You're a father of 3. That's unbelievable, man.
All the fun stuff that you mentioned. Being a father, it's a full-time job.
How old's your oldest?
10.
Okay. I've got 3 and my oldest is 7. So I'm right there with you.
Amazing.
So tell me a little bit about your patents. You've got 5 of them. What are they around?
Actually, everything is around exactly what Atera does, the AI-powered IT. And it's actually started a long time ago. There was all these buzzwords of big data and, machine learning and everything. And we noticed that we have over 1 million tickets every month. So the first time we felt like there is something big in the data, and we have an opportunity because we were the first and only all-in-one solution for IT technicians. We're combining the ticketing and help desk with remote monitoring. We, from one hand, have all the tickets and the communication between the clients and the IT technicians. And in the other end, we have all the remote sessions, how IT people solving problems and what they are dealing with every day. And I think the initial idea was, what if I can just film everything, just record their day-to-day, see what they are dealing with, and try to automate it, take those repetitive, mundane tasks that they are doing all day, which is also something that we realized by analyzing the data. We noticed that they are fixing the same issues over and over again every day. So the first patent was, go and record everything, do machine learning algorithms over it, and automatically solve it next time it happened.
That is awesome. And now your company is doing that for all types of companies. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
So is your customer the IT person? Like a lot of the CTOs, technology leaders listen to our show. Should they be interested in it, or is it another buyer within the company?
Absolutely. CTOs, IT technicians, system administrators, all the tech guys. But we noticed lately, especially when we're talking about AI and the efficiency it brings to the table, that also CIOs and even CEOs are relevant because, everybody wants an efficient company with efficient processes and get more from their employee time.
So if I'm a company and I have an internal IT help desk team and they're responding to the same things like over and over and over, I might have 50 of these people, right? The AI how does it work when they adopt the technology? Do you train it on their existing information? How does the implementation actually go when you get a new customer?
So first of all, we have 2 kind of solutions in the system. We have, we call it Copilot and Autopilot, which is completely 2 different parts. We'll start from the Copilot. Copilot is just an AI assistant that integrated into a Atera platform. And it helps the IT technician doing the task, the day-to-day task, the complicated work. If he needs to write script, the AI will do it for him. If he needs to configure some very complicated SNMP device, it just type exactly what he wants and the AI will do it. When he's logging into a machine and typing, command lines and he needs to do something complicated, the AI will be there every time he solves a ticket, every time he seeing an alert, the AI will, be there to suggest what is the best solution, and we'll do also some analysis so the AI can connect to the remote machines, connect to Office 365, Azure AD, gather all the information and give the best solution. And the solution won't be just a verbal solution, or text. It would be a button, or even the AI will do the action for him. So we just connected everything into our core technology and let the AI, connect using our tools and do the actual work. So this part is only the Co-Pilot, which is, the AI assistant for IT technicians. From the other hand, we have Autopilot, which is actually AI IT technician that gives first-tier support to the end users. So every employee in the company will have desktop widget in his machine, and every time he has some issue or request or just even a question, he just interact with this chatbot. But this chatbot is also connected to a Atera platform. So if you complain about your computer is slow or you can't print, so those are actually the things that happen every day to almost every one of us. The AI will connect to your system, check and try to find the root cause of the issue, will run some diagnostics on your machine, and then offer a solution and will perform it for you as the user. And you mentioned if we are connecting to the data and we are learning from it, we are also connected to the company's knowledge base. So every time the technician solve a ticket or have something very specific to his company, he can just add it to the knowledge base, and the AI will learn from it. So if you have your company specific information, or we notice that many customers are adding their HR policies or a lot of different information into the knowledge base, and the AI is aware of it. And every time the user is asking some question that the answer is located in the knowledge base, it will gather in the information and answer to the users. And this is actually, if you think about it, I said that it's relevant for CEOs and CIOs. The impact that it has on the entire company is amazing, because we know from our system that, first time to respond to a ticket the average is 3 to 4 hours, which is crazy. If you have a problem, you will wait for IT technicians for 3 or 4 hours. And when you have the Autopilot, it's immediate. You get the response immediate, and you can continue. And also to close a ticket, it's usually takes 24 hours in average. And we're seeing a matter of minutes in our system in the Autopilot case. So it has a tremendous impact on the entire company.
How long ago did you found the company?
Wow, it's a good question. Atera had some previous life. We started, I think, 2006 as a security company. We developed the first firewall for the SMB market. It was an amazing and innovative solution, and I think that's what leads us to realize and understand the day-to-day and struggles for the IT technicians have. And that was the first round of Atera, and it was quite difficult because, creating a firewall is something very difficult, and we had to deal with the hardware. And when you're dealing with hardware, you need to store it, you need to transfer it from country to country. If you sell in the US, you need to take those boxes to the US to ship it and things like that. It's very hard for a small startup as Atera was in 2006. And I think it led us to where we are today, because the customers were IT technicians. There wasn't a lot of awareness of security back then. There wasn't, security teams in the SMB or CISO or things like that. This happens years after. So the IT technician was our customers, and we realized that once he installed the firewall, he just, throw it into the closet and never see it again. And we tried to help him much more with his day-to-day, and we saw the struggles, and we saw that he's, using 5 different tools during his day fixing problems. He had remote systems and monitoring systems and help desk systems, and all of them were legacy solutions, gray menus and very clunky and complicated. And once we saw it, we knew that we need to shift. And that's what we did. We shift, and we had this concept of all-in-one solution. We said we must gather everything together, the ticketing system with the monitoring and remote, and create one streamlined process. They just come to the computer in the morning, seeing the alerts and tickets in one place. The system will prioritize everything, and they will solve a ticket. By the end of the day, it will, calculate how much time they work on this issue. If they are running an MSP business, it will, generate invoice for them. We had to solve it once we saw it.
That is so cool. So you build this product, this firewall product for SMBs, which gets your foot in the door. So you start learning about that customer, and then they had an expanded problem set, and you expanded your business to help them solve that, because the hardest thing to do is build those relationships, right? And have inside information with what the company is actually experiencing. That's a brilliant move on your part, or on your team's part. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And then AI, as we know it today, I'd say maybe 2 years ago when OpenAI released ChatGPT, that's when it came on the scene for like the average person. That's when my grandparents started asking me about AI, right? So that's when my grandparents asked me about Bitcoin, I was like, it's time to start selling some Bitcoin. When they asked me about AI, I'm like, all right, it's permeated all the way through society now. And so when did it become clear to you that you could integrate large language models, if you do, into your products?
So I mentioned that during 2016, we started hearing about, machine learning and big data and everything. And we had this idea that became a patent, to solve those problems. I think in 2019, we decided to go and try to implement the solution. So we recruited a bunch of very smart people, data scientists and data analysts and taggers and, many positions in the company. And we started working on the solution. We knew exactly what we want to achieve. And we started working, and it took 2 years, I think, of very hard work to get to a point. And we felt like it's not exactly like we wanted it to be in terms of technology, in terms of the models that we created. And then one day, we have amazing relationship with Microsoft, and our system is built on Azure, and we have a very good relationship. They called us and said, we just partnered with OpenAI. We know that you are working on some models. You have to give it a try. And that was way before ChatGPT released. So we tried that, and we saw immediately that I think things that took us, 1 year to develop internally, the OpenAI models did within seconds. So we said, okay, now we have the infrastructure that we wanted to implement the solution that we've dreamt since 2016. Let's do it. And we started working on it very intensively, and the results were amazing. We were able to do a lot of stuff, a lot of things that we wish the teams here would be able to do. And that made a big difference. And we're now still working with Microsoft very closely on this, and continue developing the system. And we have a lot of, new innovations and new things that we are continuously adding to the system. So we really believe in large language models, and there is a lot of potential. And we really liked it.
As a CTO, if I'm looking at this and let's say, I got my start in real estate software. So I got to see inside of a bunch of really large real estate companies. And I always interfaced with their help desk to some extent because we'd release a new application into their ecosystem and then they'd get help desk. So I didn't work at the help desk in that sense, but I interfaced with them. And these help desks got pretty big. I mean, there were 20, 50, 100 people just providing like IT type support to, an organization that has tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of employees. So when I'm a CTO and I'm looking at this technology, there's two things I'm thinking of. The first one is it's going to make my relationships better with my executive peers because it's almost always a conversation that's being had that, sales or marketing or whatever, IT support desk takes so long. IT support desk. That I didn't visit a company that didn't have that problem. Every company had that tension there. So I see it as a way to relieve the tension and provide a higher quality level of service to our people. That's like my first order effect because that's what I'm thinking about primarily. Secondarily, I'm thinking, what am I going to do when I have a staff of 50 and now 25 of them have nothing to do all day? Do we just reduce and just say that's just what we're doing and, get them help to reallocate them within the org? Or have you seen any of this happen? Like what type of creative solutions the CTOs do to handle, like it's a rapid onset efficiency. It's definitely a plus, but it creates these other things you have to think about. How are people handling such a tremendous efficiency when you're implementing this software into their companies?
So first, I must say that there is a big shortage in IT people around the US, around the globe. They're always needed. And I think what's very nice about it, and we have a lot of, conversation with IT technicians and our customers and everyone, they don't like to do those mundane, repetitive tasks. They don't like to reset your passwords all day. They don't like, to deal with your slow computer on onboard and off-board users doing the same, things every day. They don't like it. They do want to deal with the more complicated, with security, with infrastructure, with tech debt. They want to do a much sophisticated work. They don't want to do the simple one and the repetitive. And of course, for the company, it's, when you're waiting for a technician to answer few hours and you can't work and you can't do whatever you need to do, that's a big inefficiency in the entire company, not only in the IT team. So what we see that the customers that is using our system, and it liberates them from those tasks that they don't like to do, and they are using and augmenting the AI to do much sophisticated work. They are doing a lot of infrastructure and security, and their network is much healthier than others. And I think that's the important things, and it's actually make them get back to love to do what they do again. Some of them didn't like it.
Nobody wants to talk to me about this, by the way.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk to me about the fact that, like, I've talked with so many different people and everybody just doesn't want to have that conversation. And it's tough for me because there are CTOs and they're like, okay, I'm going to implement this for Atera or not. They're like, I'm going to implement this technology and now I have now I'm going to need a requirement of like half the staff or 20% of the staff. And it's like, how do they handle that? Do they just say, we have to press forward? Like, how do you handle that as a technology leader? And yeah, that's the question. How do you handle that?
It's a good question, but as I mentioned, I don't see other solution because, progress and AI is there. Companies and competitors will use it. So if you won't do it, somebody else will do it, and you need to progress. That's I think we've been we saw revolutions like that before, and the companies and the managers that didn't embrace the new technology and the new way of doing things left behind, and some of them lost their companies or things like that and became irrelevant.
Yeah, I think it's an important conversation to have because early in my career, some of the software that I built would displace like half of a department, right? Because it was just so much more efficient. You just needed less people. And so every time we went in, it was the same story every time we went in. We'd say, okay, we're implementing this new it was a financial software. We're implementing this new financial software. Let's say that there's 10 people on this team. Inevitably, 8 of them would just complain, be upset about it, not happy. Oh, I got to learn something. And then 2 of them would be like, oh, this is so exciting. It's going to make things so much better. Like, let's go. Like teach me about this. They would sit next to you and like learn and, help with the whole implementation and ask questions and be engaged. Inevitably, those 2 people that knew how to operate and run the system the best were the ones who kept their jobs, and the other people got reallocated or left or whatnot. And so I think it's important for people because we're facing this as technologists. You and I aren't okay either. There's going to be deep fakes for people doing podcasts. And so when this technology is seen coming down the pipeline, it's just super important to figure out how to use it and leverage it so that you're not left behind. And that's hard,
Yeah, it is absolutely. I do feel the same thing. I think it was Jensen said that no one needs to learn computer science anymore. So will I lose my job as a developer? I really like to do it, but as I see it today, by the way, I'm using GitHub Copilot, which is amazing. I just write some comment with exactly what I want the code to do, and GitHub Copilot just write the entire code for me, and it's amazing. You know what? I can sit around and cry and say, this thing will replace me. I don't want to use it. But no, I'm using it, and I'm a 10x developer using this technology because, it makes me much more efficient, and I can create a lot of software using it. I don't see any other way. If I want to use it, as you said, someone else will. So
the next generation, the 13-year-old at home with nothing to do after school will just start.
Exactly.
I mean, I was that 13-year-old. Yeah. I did that,
Me too.
And so now I'm always paying attention. I'm like, all right, what's the person that has unlimited time and no cost? What technologies are they playing with? What ways are they implementing and inventing that's going to put me out of business? Things like that.
Absolutely. I'm thinking the same way.
So what's the thing that you're most excited about that's happening at Atera?
Wow.
That you can talk about publicly?
Yeah, I think innovation at this point is something that is growing dramatically because, as I mentioned, we had a lot of dreams and things we wanted to fix in this world. We had a meeting, I think it was half a year ago. Again, it was a meeting that we are doing from time to time. We call it reinventing IT using the current technology. We have this periodic, meetings that we are saying, what technology has changed. We have new tools now to work with. How can we make this world, better, much more efficient, fun, or things like that. So I think I'm really excited about the innovation that this company is doing and supporting. We're really encouraging people here to innovate and create new things in everything we do. And the fact that it's now possible using the technology, it's amazing. because we just started to see new innovations using AI. Companies now just realize that they can use it and leverage it and things like that. We also had this mindset shift, and we're now working on amazing things. I can't reveal everything we do, but we're doing amazing things here.
In your personal life, not just at Atera, but as you go about in life, what's the coolest thing that you have seen with large language models?
Wow. I'm really excited every time I see Midjourney generating images. I don't know why, but art is something that I really love. The level of details, sharpness, capabilities. I'm excited about it, and I know it's one of the first things that happened, but I'm still very excited about it.
Yeah, it's getting really good. It's getting really good. Okay, I will share this small story with you, personal story here. So my daughter, she came to me and she said, "Dad, can I start a YouTube channel?" Part of me was like, no. She came to me 2 years ago and asked this, and I was like, no, you're 5, 6 or whatever. Like, it's too young. And then she came to me again and she's like, I really want to do it. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? And she goes, well, I want to do a channel called Sweet Aria. And I'm going to go to different shops that sell cookies and stuff. And I'm going to try them. I'm going to eat sweets and try them. And I was like, what a 7-year-old show idea, right? They want more treats all the time. It's like, I'm going to make a show that does this. And so I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, ChatGPT, my daughter, she wants this channel. I described it. I said, can you please generate a logo and a YouTube image for her? Let me show you.
Amazing. Wow.
It was amazing.
I can generate images all day long. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it had it's figured out the text now, because 2 years ago it was like just putting random characters, but it's figured out the text. I was just like, this is unbelievable. This is crazy.
How much time you had to spend if you do it 5 years ago or 3 years ago?
3 years ago, I would have written up a design brief that was more in depth than the 2 or 3 sentences I used. I would have to go collect examples of what I wanted it to look like, because designers need, examples of your style that you like. It was all of this work, conversation back and forth. I like this, I don't like, but this was not that. And it was amazing.
It's crazy. That's exactly the process. So we had, I think 3 years ago, we had a hackathon in Atera. And I created very fast a system that does phishing attacks for learning purposes. And we wanted to create a logo and, some banners and things like that. So I did exactly what you said, brief, and, conducted some designers in Upwork, I think it was. And think about it. If I did it today, I was doing it today, it would take me seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent, I think, hours on this.
It's amazing. So let's wrap up with the calls to action for Atera. For the people that are experiencing either they can't hire enough technicians, help desk technicians, right? Because you said they're limited, or their people are overwhelmed and maybe disillusioned with just doing these repetitive tasks, and you might be able to implement the solution and help them. What do they do? Do they just go to Atera.com? Like, how do they get more information?
Yeah, they go to our website, Atera.com. They have a 30 days trial, so they can test everything that I mentioned by themselves, experience the AI, let it do the magic. And by the end of the day, if they are interested, just add their credit card and they are good to go.
Nice. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way you run your business. You make it really easy. Yeah. All right. I've got one last question that I would like you to help me fill a knowledge gap that I have. I saw you wrote some content on AI hallucinations.
Uh-huh.
I am not an AI expert. So I don't have a deep understanding of the programmatic inner workings of the AI. I just have some basic understandings. But my question is, what's the difference between a hallucination and just a standard response?
As we see it, and we created amazing systems that, run IT problems over and over again, changing, the way the user writing the text. We're using also AI to create those kind of tests. And we're seeing that in some cases where the AI doesn't have the answer, is just inventing something which is not exist. And if you think about it, large language models are, just trying to predict the next word after few words that you enter. It calls completion. So if they search, the entire data that they are filled with, they will find something to see. It will have lower probability, but they will find. And this is why the hallucinations happen. We dealt with this problem in the past 2 years with a lot of consultants and Microsoft teams. And we found a way that after a while, we realized that we are doing something that we did many years before, trying to teach the AI to say, I don't know. I'm trying to teach my engineers to say, I don't know, for 10 years now. So we
Good luck.
we found a solution also for that. And it's a continuous work. We are dealing with that. It's an issue. We know it. But there are some techniques, and Microsoft really helped us a lot with this issue.
Oh, okay. So programmatically, you can tell when it doesn't know and it's going to make something up. And that's a different signal than when it does know and it's just telling you based off of what it knows.
We find a way to to know when it's making up, and double check it and things like that.
And then, because the audience is mostly tech leaders, can you just share one story of a hard lesson that you've learned in leadership while building this company?
Wow. I think there are a lot of stories. I think maybe it's obvious, but company has grown, from startup in the garage with 6 people to almost 500 employees. And there is, I think, one point of time that you realize that the company is growing, and you need to start working as much as you work hard on, developing something or, sales or marketing. You need to start work very hard to keep your culture, to work on making sure that the people around you will be the people you want to be with during the day in the same room, and the atmosphere will be amazing and good and fun. And I think one of the core values of Atera, and something that if you ask anyone in the whole, is enjoying the ride and work as a team, and the Atera values are great. And I'm quite sure that it's also part of the reasons why the company is growing and doing amazing work and succeed.
Well, we did it. We made a podcast. Go to Atera.com and spend your money with them. Hand them your money. I love what you're doing. It's one of the easiest business sells of all time, because you're helping people that have a shortage being hired and helping people that are talented doing repetitive things that they don't enjoy doing in a department of the company that is critical. And so it's an easy sell. It makes sense.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
It was amazing. Thank you.